So today's video, what I want to do is just talk about some questions to ask yourself when you're thinking of getting loans or funding out for your business. In my opinion, funding can be incredibly beneficial for a business if it really does need it, if for the right reasons, but for the wrong reasons, it can also be the start of a downward spiral a business can't recover from. So what I want to do is when I'm talking about funding, I'm talking about things like loans, I'm talking about things like credit cards, overdrafts, invoice financing. So before we those are all different types of fundings, but before you think about getting any of those, you just got to ask yourselves the right questions. And the first one is, am I doing this because there's an issue in my business's performance, or am I doing it because there's a genuine opportunity to invest? If you believe that you need funding because there's a genuine opportunity to invest and grow your business, then you still have to ask some further questions. Firstly, is that opportunity because I already have a full order book or a very explicit message from a potential customer who says if we actually increase our capacity or provide this service, they will definitely buy it? Or am I trying to increase that capacity because I think there's a demand there? If the answer to that is essentially yes, you do have that demand lined up, then yeah, definitely go get that funding and make it work, as long as you can keep the whole thing profitable. If the answer to that is no, you're hoping that you will then get the demand, don't get the funding. Get to a point where you can be more certain about the demand, that you can have more potential orders lined up before you get the funding to buy that equipment to then invest. So the other part that I asked earlier was, is there an underlying financial issue in my business? And ultimately, if there is an underlying financial issue in your business, as in you've got more money going out than coming in, a loan or other types of funding are not going to help you actually deal with that. They're going to make the situation worse because you can have even more money going out, and whilst you might get a lump sum up front, over time, like all the interest payments and stuff will really take their toll and really harm your business. So the key thing to ask when you do, well, in general, if there's an underlying issue in your business, then the two questions are, do I have a plan to fix that underlying issue, or am I hoping I will just grow out of that issue? If you're hoping that you will just grow out of that issue, you definitely should not get any kind of funding or finance. If you have a solid plan because you've made the right redundancies, you made the right cost savings, you have restructured your pricing so people are actually paying what it costs, and then you just need to plug a cash gap for a few months while all of those strategies then take effect, then yeah, that's a good time to get funding. But if your strategy, like I said earlier, is just to hope that you will grow out of it and get more customers, definitely do not get the funding, because growing out of something, it will not solve the underlying issues. It will just kick the can down the road. You will then have to deal with those underlying issues later on anyway. So that's why you've got to be crystal clear with yourself when you go and get finance for your business, when you get loans, credit cards, invoice financing, overdrafts. Like, why are you getting it? Are you getting it for the right reasons, or are you kicking the can down the road? Do you have a strategy to fix things, or are you just hoping? Do you have demand for that asset and investment that you're putting into business, or are you just hoping the demand will turn up? And that's a really important concept. I personally have wasted money in the past in my business because I didn't follow those rules. I've seen clients do it, and luckily they listen to us and we can talk them out of it. But as a business owner, it can be very tempting to just go get a loan without really thinking about why you're getting it. So please do bear that in mind.